Sabaha everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you guys my favorite top 10 features about the OnePlus 7 Pro. I've been using it for the last couple of weeks, so there's been a few things that basically kind of stood out to me ever since I picked up this device and I did the unboxing for you guys. But let's not waste any time. This is TK and this is the top 10 features of the brand new OnePlus 7 Pro. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we put out new videos on the channel, and make sure you check out that coupon in the description below to be able to save $10 on your next order from OnePlus. I'm going to start off by saying that one of the main features that I really enjoy about this device is the display. Now we have a brand new bigger display. This is a 6.67 Fluid AMOLED display, and not only that, this display supports 90 Hz as well as a higher resolution. So under the display settings we have a couple of options. You have the ability of going between 90 Hz or 60 Hz, and turning it on is very simple, and that just increases the refresh rate on this display from your standard 60 Hz display that most Android devices have on the market right now. The other option that we have as well is the ability of going to QHD. Now, Full HD is basically just 1080p, which is what we've had with other OnePlus devices in the past, and we finally have the ability of jumping to QHD. That's up to the 1440p resolution. Now, you do have the ability of turning on auto switch, which is what it has it on by default, and just keep in mind that switching on QHD as well as 90 Hz it actually does drain the battery a little bit faster. So for battery consumption, if you want to save battery, you can definitely bump it down to 1080p and 60 Hz, and then you still are getting the entire experience and not losing much. But other than that, when you start looking at the actual display and what you're getting with it, it's just fantastic. The UI is just super fast. I mean, it's just ridiculously fast. 90 Hz is just what we've always wanted from any device from OnePlus. Now, I do have a screen protector here, and that's why it has a little bit of a glare, but generally the device comes with a plastic protector, and I have my glass protector sitting here. The next feature I want to talk to you guys about is Fanatic Mode. Now, Fanatic Mode is a nice gaming option, so go ahead and go into the gaming settings. And you actually activate it by turning on gaming settings. So we'll turn on gaming mode, and by default you'll notice there's the standard gaming mode, which we've had before, and that gives us the ability of customizing the different options in here, what we want to turn on and turn off. Fanatic Mode takes it to the next level, and it gets turned on. So when you turn on Fanatic Mode and you say got it, it's going to activate it, and it's going to basically just increase the level of basically where it gets you to the point where there's no notifications coming in. It disables the secondary SIM, and of course it just encourages this process, and of course do not disturb CPU optimizations and kill any background processes so that you get the best gaming experience. Even better, you can actually customize it by switching between standard mode. Well, right now we're in gaming mode. You can switch between standard gaming mode and Fanatic Mode on the fly from your notification panel. And of course you can just say exit, and that turns off the actual functionality right there. Definitely one of the best new features that we have within Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So next feature that we have here is the stereo speakers, and that's definitely really appreciated. Now, the way they have it essentially is that the top piece is not just necessarily an earpiece, it's also a speaker that's married to the bottom speaker that we have here on the top right. And then in conjunction between the two speakers, you're getting a true stereo speakers. And not only that, we also have Dolby Atmos support. So if we go into the settings, we can actually go into the Dolby Atmos setting, and we can configure dynamic, movie, and music, and of course customize the experience to our liking. And that's really one of the main benefits here. So go back into music. And we're going to play a quick song for you guys just to show you how well these speakers sound. Absolutely fantastic sound. And of course, the next feature kind of goes in still within the new optimizations that we have, and that's the native screen recorder. Clicking it turns on the UI. You can customize it, and you can get into whatever option you want. You can record the audio directly, no audio, or even record narrating audio, meaning the audio that I'm using directly in here. We can go in there and customize the bit rate, the audio source, the video orientation, show touches so that it actually shows whenever you're holding it. And of course, you can just pause recording while the screen is off, which is really, really functional. The really even better part is that this little pop-up UI that we have is movable, and it does not actually sit on the display. So if I go ahead and turn it off, I'll give me a notification right now that it's ready. I'll go ahead and click it. Directly in here. We can go in there and customize the bit rate, the audio source, the video orientation, show touch. All of the stuff that you normally expect, which really makes it very, very nice. And this takes me into the next feature that I wanted to share with you guys, and that would be the built-in video editor. So within the gallery, you're actually able to go in there. You can go and apply filters. You can also go in there, and we'll go ahead and cancel this one. You can trim the video, of course, add music with the built-in music that they have in here. And not only that, so you can keep your voice in prime. And of course, when you're ready, you can just save this video and share it on your favorite social media. Moving on to the next feature, and that would probably be the new way they implemented the front-facing camera. Now, you notice when we were looking at it, this actually has very minimal bezels and very much a big display. So you're getting almost the entire experience with the QHD display on the 6.67 display, and it just looks fantastic. So what they ended up doing here is that they moved everything to the top, as well as the fact that they moved the front-facing camera to be up there. So let's go ahead and switch over to it. You'll notice there's a little light that turns on to kind of point your eyes to go up there. We have HDR support, and the camera itself is actually a nice 16 megapixel sensor that should be able to take really good front-facing pictures. And I've been using it actually for some time, so let's go ahead and switch over. And I've been using it to get pictures ever since the event while I'm traveling, and just sharing everything that I can, specifically when I'm walking around. So I posted a lot of pictures and a lot of videos directly when I was traveling and walking around New York. I went from the launch event directly into the Times Square T-Mobile store, just to be able to basically get a good experience of how is it basically walking around with it, using it on the regular network, of course, and just taking pictures of the stunning city, as New York is extremely photogenic. But one of the really cool features about this is that they actually built in a protection mode to this camera. So an example would be, let's say you're using it and you drop your phone. So right there, I simulated a drop, and by default, you'll notice that the UI recognizes that something is going on, and it puts the camera back in case the device drops, so that it protects the mechanism. If it happens by accident, you could just say raise the camera again, you go back in, or you can just close the UI. Definitely nice that they actually thought of not only using it, but protecting it. And the camera module is extremely flush, so there is zero chance of something getting stuck there. In the last 2 weeks that I've been using it, nothing came in. No dust, nothing, and it looks really good. The next feature I want to talk to you guys about is called the Horizon Light, and that's a notification LED light that you get to see right there. You can kind of see me right here. I'm gonna go ahead and send myself a text message from one of my other phones, and you're gonna be able to see basically a nice, almost right there, those two little options in there. Of course, with the ambient display, you can see what the message is coming in as, but it's really nice to have that additional functional feature, and it's very nice. Those little touches that they add into Oxygen OS, definitely very appreciated, and actually utilizes the edges, since we now have curved edges on the display. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is actually something that we really enjoyed having with the McLaren Edition OnePlus 6T, and that's the fact that we now support the Warp Charge 30, which enables us to charge this device, and you probably already saw the video, from 0 to 100% in about 60 minutes, 62 minutes, depending on how your device is. At 1% all the way to about 100, it took me about 61 minutes, an additional minute for that extra percent. Really nice, and of course we have the brand new 4000 milliamp battery, one of the biggest batteries that we've had on any OnePlus device. So 4000 milliamp battery, charging it to 100% in about an hour, it's absolutely fantastic. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the brand new camera setup on the back of the Pro. Now the OnePlus 7 does not include 3 cameras, but the 7 Pro does include a 48 megapixel sensor, a wide angle lens, as well as a telephoto lens. And the telephoto lens enables us to use this device with up to 3 times optical zoom without losing any quality. And of course the wide angle lens just gives you the ability of fitting in so much more and just enjoying content. And again, as I mentioned to you guys, let's go back here. So as I was walking in New York going into Times Square, you can definitely appreciate having a standard focal length, but when you want to be able to just fit so much more, you can actually fit so much more as far as the actual scenery going to a wide angle lens, especially when you have tall buildings or tall experiences here in New York, or when I was in New York, and you can definitely fit and get a much better perspective when you're getting bigger buildings to fit them into display. And of course, like I said, the telephoto lens works great. Let's go ahead and go back here. And it enables us to basically take pictures at a distance and still zoom into them without losing any quality. And of course, this store was basically feed me love, and of course all the other good things. And the colors on this is really just fantastic. The next feature I want to talk to you guys about is the design. Now there's 3 different colors coming out. There's the Nebula Blue, there's the Almond, and of course there's the Mirror Gray. Now the Mirror Gray is very reflective, and what we got with the Almond essentially is a kind of a new version of what we had last year with the Pearl White. It definitely looks very nice, but it's not available yet till June. And of course everybody else right now is using the Nebula Blue, which has that nice gradient color. Reminds me of the Thunder Purple from the 6T, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. I just wish that we had more cases, or cases that are just, well, transparent a little bit, that gives us the ability of enjoying the color on this device, because right now the only one that does that is the one that comes in the box, but unfortunately it's not the best case for the device. So I'll be looking forward and try to do more videos for you guys covering better cases like that. And switching over to the front, we have that new curved display, all the other options, and of course the pop-up camera, the stereo speakers, just the continuity of the color directly, even with the metal bar all around. It just looks absolutely fantastic. The fingerprint sensor is very fast, of course, all of the stuff that you normally expect, and you're not losing anything. And of course, Oxygen OS, just absolutely fantastic, which brings me to the last feature that I want to talk to you guys. all these things that we were looking at, some of them are basically baked into Oxygen OS. So like in the launcher, if we swipe from the left, we have the ability to go into the hidden applications. You can build that's directly into the actual launcher. We'll go ahead and close this notification. Of course, you have the ability of swiping down, swiping up to get into the application drawer. All the functionalities. We have dark UI mode to be able to turn it on and save battery on your display. Just all of the features under utilities. We have app locker, schedule, OnePlus switch, all of the things that you want to use, even with OnePlus Laboratory. Updates and everything on this device just is absolutely fantastic. You know, OTG mode is right there. We have RAM boost to be able to utilize the full potential. And of course, the device will start at around 6 gigs of RAM all the way up to 12 gigs of RAM, depending on the variant that you want to pick up. Hope you guys like this nice little list of features. These are my 10 favorite features of the brand new OnePlus 7 Pro. I'm going to be doing the first 10 things to do on your OnePlus 7 Pro very shortly. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and share this with all your friends. I'll see you guys in the next video.